Good afternoon, Internet. Good afternoon. Eric Arnold here in the barn. It is Wednesday, May 13th? I don't know. Late afternoon, maybe 5-ish, 6-ish, I don't know. So, what's on the docket for today? I think we promised you some San Diego Padre action, if there is such a thing. I guess some poorly thought out random thoughts here before I get into that. There's a cat. That's one of the things I've been doing here in the lockdown is I've been practicing my ability to talk to and control the cats, where, I can just try to, I've gotten pretty good at reading their minds. I haven't gotten to the point where I can cause them to do anything yet. So I'm still working on that. I figure if I get good at that, that could be like my Avenger power. I still figure what if every cat in the world had jumped on Thanos, just all at the same time, just boom! There's probably a couple billion cats. That's probably pretty heavy. I think they might have been able to take him down, or at least hold him down enough so Iron Man could rip that stone out of his little freaking glove and save the world. So, I think I could be useful if I learn how to control cats, but I'm working on it. What? And Mookie says that'll never happen. All right. Anyway, I guess here in Pennsylvania, big story. The governor has been issuing waivers to businesses in this 2-month lockdown. No one knows who these waivers are going to. He's hidden that. The Republicans in the legislature, I guess, have finally forced him to give or divulge some information. And apparently yesterday, the day before he divulges the information, all of a sudden people that had the waivers are getting phone calls saying, we're revoking your waiver. And then some people that have had the waivers denied are getting phone calls saying, your waiver suddenly went through. So it's all shady shit. I mean, our scumbag governor. I'm a little surprised. I kind of thought that politics would stop at the emergency edge, if you will. But, I guess never let a crisis go to waste. There's always room for politics, right, I guess? Punish your enemies and reward your friends. So that's what Tom Wolf apparently has been doing. Freaking scumbag. So, I'm hoping he gets in trouble over that, but I'm sure he won't. At any rate, so, the Padres. What do we know about the San Diego Padres? Let's see. Bad team, if you didn't know that. If this is your first time here talking about American baseball, bad team. Oh, I did see one other thing about the NBA that made me crack up. I guess I don't really want to talk about the Padres. Apparently, Adam Silver has made a decision. He's made a decision that he's going to make a decision on whether or not to play the rest of the season within 2 to 4 weeks. So, I'm not even sure if that counts as news. I'm making a decision to make a decision some other time. Should I do that every day? So, no news in the NBA. I don't even know if the NHL exists anymore. I haven't heard anything out of those guys. I think I saw Broadway and the Metropolitan Opera have canceled everything into next year. It's almost like they figure there's going to be a reward or something. If we can cancel, who's going to get the prize for canceling something the furthest out? As if they're going to get some kind of woke hero award for, taking the freaking pandemic seriously or something. Whatever. So let's talk Padres. Bad team, 70 wins, 92 losses. Now I started putting that up there. I think that's an interesting number. That is the over-under wins prior to last season. In other words, that was the expectation coming into the year, that this team would win 78.5 games, and they ended up winning 70, which is bad. It's not that bad though. I mean, the return on investment was absolutely terrible. They were minus 13.2%. Basically what that means is if you just bet against them every game, you would have made some money. You know, clearly they underperformed expectations, but I'm not sure why. At any rate, historically bad franchise. 66 wins, 71 wins, 68 wins, 74 wins. Haven't made the playoffs in the last 5 years. Manager Andy Green, he's been there since 2016. Never made the playoffs. 5-year return on investment average, negative 5.7%. That's terrible. That's in the lower, I would say, worst fifth in the league, I would say. So this is one of the worst teams in the league as far as value. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. I mean, last year, 13th in the league in runs out of 15, terrible. 11th in runs against, 13th in fielding. And this is just a bad team. So let's put it this way. I went through the whole damn team last year, went through what they're going to have on the field this year, and my conclusion was, well, it's probably still going to be a bad team. And then I saw what Vegas has up there as far as the over-under number. It's 84.5, just so you know. There's 162 games in baseball. 81 is 500. They expect this crap of a team to be over 500. And I'm just like, what? It's like, all I can think of is, if you want to make a bullish case for the Padres, what you're basically saying is, they got Manny Machado at third base. He's supposed to be a superstar. He wasn't last year. He played like shit, basically, for his talent, if you will. The guy simply wasn't very good. And this year they're going to be paying him, according to the internet, so it must be true, $32 million a year. Then also you have Fernando Tatis Jr. He's, I think, going to be 21 this year. He had a fantastic rookie year, and then he got hurt. So he's a budding superstar, but, he's 21. He wouldn't be the first guy in the world to flash in the pan. Or, the guy's going to stay healthy. That should be relatively easy because he's only going to have to play a month or so. But then you got some flashy young pitching, which, guys that strike guys out but have never really strung it all together for 162 games again. So, this is the thing I was thinking of here just now is we're looking at this through a lens of normality. In other words, over 162 games, and we expect X to happen. They're not playing 162 games, so I haven't quite figured out how the shortened season is going to affect these guys, one way or the other. At the moment, I'm simply thinking that, if you were going to be a shitty team over 162 games, you're probably still going to be a shitty team over 81. For now, that's my default setting just because it's the easiest. So the flashy pitching, they got a good closer, but your core players are Machado, Eric Hosmer, Will Myers, and now I guess they brought in Tommy Pham, and none of that excites me. They just aren't guys that have, they don't catch the ball very well. And two of the guys that did catch the ball half decently, they shipped those guys to Tampa for Tommy Pham. So, I was ready to say, they're a bad team. Everybody expects these guys to be half decent. They're not going to be half decent. I don't think so. We're going to be fading the Padres. And And I think history says that that's a relatively safe thing to do. That these guys have not performed very well in the past. The manager hasn't gotten it done. The organization hasn't gotten it done. For all whatever flashy talent they seem to bring in, they sure as hell never do anything with it. So this is certainly a team that's going to have to prove it to us. So down goes the Padres. We don't like that. Excuse me. We do not like them. I guess we'll talk about what, the Giants tomorrow, Mookie? The Giants? Sure. I think they're next up. That's the last team in the National League West. And then we'll move into the American League West, which, if the rumors are true, it's just going to be called the West, I guess. I guess they'll still have those designations on them. But the West, the Central, and the East, that's going to be your leagues leading into the 14-team playoff, which it is fine. Basically, if you can finish 500, you're probably going to make the playoff. That'd be fine. That'll be exciting. Let's hope there are fans in the stands. My brother and I were talking about that a little bit. That my concern with the NBA coming back is, it's like, they're going to be playing like a tournament in an empty arena in July, and they're going to be telling me this is the NBA playoffs. I'm just afraid it's going to be bad basketball. That you're just not going to get the level of intensity from these guys that you would normally. And it's just going to feel like a summer league basketball game. And, it's just my concern that the players are just not going to be able to amp themselves up to play at that highest, hack the living shit out of that guy, don't let him score, we're going to play lockdown, punch you in the face defense. I just feel like it's going to end up being jack lots of threes, play no D, ball, and it's going to be boring as hell. And, well, we'll see, It is what it is. I mean, unless somebody suddenly advances themselves along this goddamn corona curve faster than what, unless they suddenly jump on my timetable, which ain't going to happen. Again, first time here, I'm over here by myself saying, open it up now, let me out! And then everybody else is over here going, wow, what else is on Netflix tonight? So there you have that. I don't have anything else. So we'll talk to you tomorrow, probably. This is the highlight of my week or day is making these videos. So I'll definitely be out here tomorrow and we'll talk about the Giants. At least I'm learning stuff about these baseball teams. I got that going for me. All right, thanks for being here. Hit the like button. I actually went to somebody else's channel and committed my own sin. I didn't hit the like button. It's like, oh, I could have hit the like button. It's free. All you got to do is hit it, and it makes people feel good. So go ahead and do that. We'll see you later.